It's important to get that stability and to reaffirm your identity by attending an HBCU.
I think it's a place where we also go to get the truth when it comes to our history.
Everybody there was just like me. We all felt like we had a start in life. The moment that I got there on campus for new student orientation, I just felt it. I knew that it was the place for me to be. So HBCUs are important first when you think about why they were created. They were created for us, coming after the Civil War and after 1865. The need for Black folks to now come into this economy and be productive citizens in society. And today it continues in terms of educating ourselves about our history, about this country's history, about the history of the world.
It's important to get that stability and to reaffirm your identity by attending an HBCU. Not saying that you can't get that from a PWI, but that cultural experience, that comfort, the way the teachers and the community took more of a parental approach to looking out for us.
You have very seasoned professors that lived through some of the worst times in our country and some of the best times in our countries, and they don't mind adding that detail in the curriculum. It's wisdom like you would get from an aunt or an uncle or a parent, but in a different perspective. I think it's a place where we also go to get the truth when it comes to our history. HBCUs help you understand your history a lot more clearly than anybody else would or would care to even do.
My professor of military science took me as a young cadet down to Fort Meade, Maryland, signed me into the Post Exchange, helped me pick out my wife's wedding ring, and then brought me back. And then we sat down and talked about how I was going to propose to her. And I did, and she accepted. But that's the type of nurturing you got from Morgan. Morgan was a tough place to go because the academics was challenging, but the instructors cared enough for you, not only teach you academics, they taught you about life. So I wasn't just a number at Morgan, I was a student. Everybody there was just like me. They were poor students, normally first generation college. We all felt like, we had a start in life by attending Morgan.
Their friendships born from the smallest interactions. A roommate in college, somebody who lived down the hall, somebody you happen to bump into. These individuals, positively or negatively, are a part of your life for the rest of your life. It's where I met my wife. Every wedding I've been to in the last few years has been from somebody I've met at the institution.
We are a family because without each other, a lot of us wouldn't have graduated or wouldn't have got out of that shell we came to college in, wouldn't have made friends, would not have met our lifelong partners or whatever that may be. Like, we wouldn't have those opportunities.
I often tell people we refer to FAMU as our family. The friendships and the bonds that I made with people, I still have them today.
If you see a rally anywhere, you got a home, you got a friend, you got someone that'll help you out.
The moment that I got there on campus for new student orientation, I just felt it. I knew that it was the place for me to be, and I'm sure a lot of people who were similarly situated felt the same way.
As Black people in America, we are not granted the chance to be comfortable, ever. And HBCUs provide that safe spot for just a brief amount of time where we don't have to focus on being a minority in a world that wasn't built for us.
Homecoming.
Oh, well.
Oof. I could write a book about it.
Our homecoming experience is unparalleled. There's something that people come from far and wide to experience. The food is great, the entertainment is great.
It takes on this whole other persona. Sometimes you don't even feel like you're in the same school during homecoming. To see people come back and just relive the different things that they did when they was on campus, to come back and see, oh, the dorm I stayed in has been replaced with this dorm. You see the money that you donate and you're contributing back to the school,
people that I hadn't seen in a while. Sometimes I don't even remember everybody's name. Just people who are incredibly balanced. Like, you might see them at homecoming wilding out and partying and going hard and turning up at the tent, but also handling business in their respective fields and making a difference in their communities.
A lot of careers, business companies underestimate the education of HBCUs until they get a person from an HBCU.
When I attended HBCUs, there was a lot of doubt about the necessity of HBCUs, but I can tell you with the social and political climate that we're currently in America, I see HBCUs only becoming more prominent and more valuable. Whether we go from Thurgood Marshall or to our first Supreme Court Justice or to the first African-American Vice President, Will Kamala Harris, you will see the importance of HBCU and the impact it's had in our communities.
When you think about not only Martin Luther King, but people like Maynard Jackson, Howard Thurman, Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, just so many people who've left their imprint and their mark on the world. Not only does that 4 years at the HBCU groom you to the outside world, but it takes you out of that parochial environment that you brought up in and exposes you to a lot of different things that you won't see at any other school.
They give you that sort of concierge service. They give you that little extra. You're not just a number, somebody just running through in order to get your money and get you out. You get to become a leader. You get to show the type of person you are. You get to be yourself.
So some people go on to be these big time broadcasters, these journalists. Some people make it to the big leagues as far as sports goes. Some people start their own law firms, and to see that and always know there's more. And there's somebody that went to FAMU can be an example to there's more.
What you're seeing right now is a resurgence of the confidence in HBCUs, and we're attracting top quality candidates to go to our universities. And again, if it's good enough to be vice president, it's good enough to be anything else in this nation.
It takes a village to build the future. HBCUs are the foundation of Black excellence, producing leaders, innovators, change makers who shape our world. Together, we can continue creating legacies. Support HBCU scholars by donating at iradorsey.org/donate.